Fun fact, there's a sound effect that only plays in this room, and it's the clock gears. There's the spinning gears have a specific sound effect. It's not part of the music. It only appears in this specific room. It's just hard to tell because we usually are talking over it. It's hard to hear the more subtle sound effects like that. Yes, no matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. I'm honestly surprised this was never, like, used for anything more than just an office. Like, they didn't use this place as, like, a crime scene or anything. It feels like it would be really interesting.
Hey, don't count chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, I guess we do.
This might be the last place.
We do have, like, a whole other... Oh, God. You think this is gonna be, oh, God. What's the case? Fuck, there's a lot. Trying to think. Which case does this? Actually, I think 3-5 would be the best comparison. You think this is going to be a 3-5 case where they pull a 3-5 where they framed the crime scene as another place entirely, but it took place like halfway across town?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You think this place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you.
So everything is cleared with regards to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust.
Yes, thank you very much.
There they are, Sato-san and Lord Strongheart. Oh, there we go.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland.
Your what?
Yep, she's going back home to Japan.
Wait, what did he just say? You return to your homeland. Susato-san! She's like, oh god.
I've never seen you with your hair down.
That's how she normally looks.
Hmm?
That's how she normally looks.
No, I'm just now thinking that, like, I don't actually know how long your hair is.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mr. Naruto,
What was all that about?
how much did you hear?
My father's been murdered.
Mr. Naruto, thank you for coming to collect your colleague.
What's all this about? Why are we talking about Miss Susato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
This is why they gave you Iris.
But what about Jenny's trial? You mean... she's been formally charged now. Oh dear.
Miss Susato, what's all this about?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruto. It's only me going back to Japan. Ah ha ha ha. Your life here continued just as it...
That's not what I asked. Would this even count? Because, like, the agreement was for one lawyer and one judicial assistant. We got around that by me being a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So if she goes home, it feels like we have to go with her. What happened? Why are you leaving?
We haven't had any cases in 2 months, Mr. Naruto. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? Oh no!
I was right, it was her father.
Her dad is dead.
Oh no!
Professor Mikotoba.
So it's something
And
personal.
prom's tomorrow!
If I may,
I don't remember your voice at all.
Hold on, the trial's tomorrow, honey, not prom.
And the trial's
Promise
tomorrow!
Promise tonight.
Promise tonight? Oh no!
We received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. It seems he grows weaker day by day.
I don't believe it.
As you are all aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. I thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Susato's departure as much as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning.
I can't believe this is happening. What if we take Mr. Mikotoba-san and bring him here?
He won't survive the voyage.
Shit!
He's sick.
Sujina has been charged. She'll have to appear in court?
Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No, not even 24 hours later. Can you wait,
Does quick math.
100 days? Me going to Japan, then coming right back?
Gina, yes, the Lestrade girl in the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An all too transpicious case. The pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the yard is overstretched as it is without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Jenny would never do something like that.
Who brought a child?
Mr. Naruto, you've brought a child into my office.
Yes, Lord Strongheart.
In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave now.
In any other game, this guy would be the prosecutor and/or the villain. Like...
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals will tell the most culpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill afford the time it takes to unravel all their untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters to which to contend.
Serious matters. Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday.
It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. Kitten.
You are not my daddy. My daddy's in the hospital.
But you are my kitten. 3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me.
There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart.
2 minutes, 59 seconds. Which is...
It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her.
No... Wait.
A timely
A
suggestion.
timely suggestion.
Sorry?
The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. Yes, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
No, she does not. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only sign the relevant paperwork, and the defense barrister will be signed to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right.
How would she do that?
She doesn't trust anyone else. We're gonna have to convince
Do
her.
you have to be poor in order to do that? I could have sworn if you just couldn't...
But
get
most
one.
poor people
Because, like,
will.
No, I mean, like, in the case of, like, Magnus McGilden, I'm thinking. Because, like, he couldn't get anybody to defend him because nobody wanted to defend him. Could he not have gotten a public defender? Did he have to get...
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that feels weird. Maybe we were as assigned a public defender.
I think we were.
I
That's
guess.
why we were.
That was technically our trial.
No, but then Sasaki Natsume had this exact same situation where it was like, I don't have anybody to defend me, and Strongheart's like, well,
This guy can do it. A question you would do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison.
yes, thank you.
Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you.
British laws are all willy-nilly.
Yeah. What a day. Mondays, am I right? Ah! That was supposed to be a laugh track, not a horse whinny. I don't know what the fuck that was. Gina charged with murder, Susato about to leave, and proms tonight. I still haven't asked anyone to the prom.
Come, Mr. Naruto, Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do?
I didn't bring anything with me. You understand that?
As Mr. Naruto's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence.
Dude, you can take a day off. It's fine.
My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Miss Susato. Yeah, like this definitely you get some time off for this.
Your dad is
Your
dying.
dad's dying. You have no idea if he'll even be alive by the time you get there. It's a very pensive look. Like, literally, you won't even... If he dies... If he ends up dying, you will not even make it back for the funeral. Like, that's how far of a trip it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer. Alright, now let's go to Gina. Because Sholmes is probably out like a light. Hello, Gina. They let you keep that? Gina, no. It's just me.
Oh, you still have the grenade launcher Hurley that I made. Do you think you can use it to break out of here?
I wish she wouldn't point it at me like that all the time, though.
What are you doing here for? Jimmy?
I have a feeling it's because of us that you ended up in trouble. So we were thinking that we might be able to help you.
Well, you can't.
Sorry?
Yeah, get lost. Don't be like that, Jenny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't.
Except for the time she shot me with the smoke bomb.
You think you know me? Pull the other one. Oh. You ain't got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I'll pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. And if I saw my chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just to see what I could lay me hands on. Get? That's the kind of person I am.
It's all an act.
But Jimmy... I'll be in court tomorrow, they say. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. Well, I told him to get stuffed. Kinky, ain't it? I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one.
She couldn't be staring at me anymore, obviously, if she tried.
I have been like this, Chitty.
You're scared.
Yeah, it's interesting that they give you all these options. So I wonder if we needed Susato to get even get to this point.
Probably.
As one stern look Susato-san is giving Gina.
Well, since you have the judicial assistant with you...
Yeah, my mom.
My mum!
I don't understand, Gina. Why'd you send the public defender away?
You want me to sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway, the whole trial. They'll pin on me because I'm a kid. That's what grown-ups always do. Why do you think that? That's how it's always been for me, growing up in the back slums, me whole life. If you do what grown-ups tell you, it's what your mates dragged off by. You'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. I've had it happen to me before and all, being sold out and nearly snaffled on the back of it.
I literally can't understand you.
She's been in jail. This is the first time. This is our first rodeo.
I got it.
You can't trust no one that's a point. As soon as you do, you're gone to grass. Dead.
Gone to grass. Gina, listen. If you'd like, in tomorrow's trial, I could...
Forget it. Jenny? Don't you trust Reno? Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone.
What happened? Will you tell us what happened, Gina? Last night, at the pawnbroker's.
I can't for some reason. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. The old bloke walked in on me and, you know, the rest. Well, why, Jenny? Why would you do that? Ain't obvious. The place full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know. It's a lot of work, and half the time you didn't even get nothing.
Also, I totally called the fact that the pawnbroker shop is going to be the scene of the crime because of the cameras. Is that really why you broke into the place?
What?
Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else?
Oh, give a rest. What would be the point anyway, eh? Nothing I could say would make a blonde bit of difference. Please tell us, Jenny. We believe you, whatever it is. Believe me, don't be daft. You can't believe nothing. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what?
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 What? When it comes to liars, I'm the biggest of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have. What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies? I told you you're my friend.
Unforgivable lies. What do you mean before, Gina, when you said you were the biggest liar of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told are? Maybe we can help.
I said I loved you.
Sorry. We're out of time. They're gonna question... Oh, God,
You messed up my accent.
Sorry.
They're gonna want to question me now. Jenny, please. Oh, yeah. I won't give you this. Something to remember me by.
It's a cat? A snow cat. We're gonna find out the cat did do it.
I found it in one of the pockets of this coat. Ain't no point in me having it.
Wait. Hear me out. What if the cat did do it? Because there's a cat in this case. There's the cat that appeared in Mr. Natsume's apartment. The cat that knocked over Kazuma and knocked him dead. And this cat seems to belong to Magnus McGilded. It's a different color each time, but there's been a cat in each case, except for the very first one. We're gonna find out that a fucking cat was holding the gun and shot. What the fuck's going on? I'm like vibrating in anticipation. I don't know. There's so many secrets.
I don't think a cat did it.
But Kristen, what if a cat shot Mr. Sholmes?
What if the cat was a robot? And it was a camera this entire time?
Oh, hold on. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it. 13th of February, 9 p.m. Article deposited 1 small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13th of April, 9 p.m. So this photographic print is a redemption ticket. For an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident on the omnibus, it would seem. Yes, it's a small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it? Perhaps it contains some valuable mementos. I can't help wondering. Presumably Mr. McGill had never redeemed the article in question, since he still had the ticket. So isn't it possible that the box is still present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes. If it's something McGill deposited, we need to investigate. Yeah, it's possible it was... Ooh. Stop. The cat still concerns me. What happens if we show her the cat picture? Or the... Here, Gina, look at this. No, Ta. I wasn't saying you could have it. Oh, well, weren't you? Well, when someone says I can't have stuff, it makes me want it, see? So you better hand it over now. You're in jail already, so... You can't mug me. That's strange. Where's my armband gone? What's the problem? Something wrong? Don't suppose... You're looking for this? How did you take that? You're behind bars.
She's the best pickpocket. She still has that coin.
I got a talent for it, haven't I? Diving.
That's bordering on black magic. And it makes what I was about to say about my armband seem a little dull.
So what'd you want me to tell me about it then?
Bye! Let's go visit Herlock.
That very first one.
Excuse me.
Holly. Oh. He's dead.
No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window. Wait,
He
when?
already left.
When?
Oh, I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby, and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
I'm not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered.
Oh dear, I do hope Mr. Sholmes will be alright.
Hello, what have we here? It's me again. This water's off limits, no visiting. So what you doing in here, eh?
Well, I'll have you know. We're Hurley's next of kin.
Eh? Oh, well, begging your pardon then, ma'am. The little lady and a curious Eastern pair. A great mystery solver and his mysterious family, eh?
That's how you see us. Sure.
Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
I believe he is currently in the operating theater, ma'am, undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
Has been several hours since he went in.
Oh my. Has there been some kind of problem?
Well, doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthesiac, that is.
Oh,
Oh
no.
No?
I have heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is.
Would...
Yeah, that would affect your anesthesia. The caffeine.
Anyway, I thought it would be fair to assume that he won't be back here for several hours yet.
I see. Thank you, Constable.
Oh, poor Hurley. Mr. Naruto,
Yes? What is it, Miss Susato?
I hope you won't think me as selfish, but do you think we could perhaps go to visit Gina?
We're just there! Okay. We're just there, Susato. Hey, Gina, we're back.
I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say.
What?
I'm sorry to say that I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
Huh?
Farewell? Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Susie? Well, that ain't my business.
So that's what she's gonna do.
Both Iris and Mr. Naruto believe in you to be innocent. Gina, they've put their faith in you. But somehow you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
I can't. What is it?
It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they're so clearly unhappy. Because of you?
What? It's my fault?
Yes. So I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Would you stop being such a bitch?
Right here and now. I'll slap you.
I'll fucking do it. I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you.
Eh?
Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be.
I love Susato.
What you talk about? What did you expect me to do, eh?
You've told us that everyone lies.
So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruto and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. Really? You're not even going to give us a response? You're just gonna belch and blow it in our faces? How rude, Gina. I thought better of you. Let's leave, Mr. Naruto.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have fun.
No.
Watching.
No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial?
She was paid.
Obviously, yes. The one in which Mr. Magnus McGilded was acquitted.
That or she was
Stop
helping
guessing.
a friend.
Stop guessing.
Fine.
The case of that mysterious... Because they're going to explain it right here. The case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial... I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. I wasn't actually in the trial at all. Or... Sorry, you know what I meant. Will you tell us about it now? I wasn't in the omnibus at all.
I was putting that coat away.
Trial 2 months ago. Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. Coppers got hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand. And based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. I knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth.
pitch black in that little cubby hole. I couldn't see a thing, and then I heard that loud thud, like someone falling on the floor. That's when Mr. McGilded discovered you? Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There wasn't much light to see by, but when I looked at my hands, I had the cub's blood all over them. I was so scared, I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands. In other words, it was Gina that the witness on the roof deck saw through the skylight. Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat. Yeah, I did. Only that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I'd seen and what I heard. About what he was gonna do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If he did that, he said he let me scarp it before the coppers. Interesting.
So he threatened to... Oh, God.
He didn't... let's not get this wrong here. She says threatened, but she doesn't say how. But he did say something. He threatened her somehow and told her to swear not to talk about what I'd seen and heard.
Mm-hmm. I think he did it.
I don't think so.
I think he did it.
I don't think so.
We'll see who wins.
Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. I mean, he's dead now. It's not like he can come and get you or anything. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Okay.
I think he did it.
You said Mr. McGilded made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Ah, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor. I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGilded heard that and dragged me out by the arm. That's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer what had been stabbed. A disc all bright and shiny. A disc? Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one what the D took off me at Winterbanks. So the music box disc was there on the floor of the omnibus? Not for long. McGilded spotted it straight away. He picked it up smartish and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of the Mr. Mason's murder. And the bog trotter told me I want to mutter a word of it to no one. Okay. Because it was so dark on that seat in the cab, I was straining my ears all the time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably that was McGilded getting on board. Nah, not only him. Oh. So I could definitely make out the footsteps of two people. So she did lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it would seem likely that it was McGilded and the victim, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride. Whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with fierce tiredness, and I always just come to it.
God, I miss his voice.
And your own testimony, Gina, supported his. Why the fuck did the person that got stabbed in the fourth trial not die? Is it because it was an accident and they would have felt bad killing someone with an accidental death? If that's the case, why the fuck did they kill off Kazuma?
So that you would become stronger.
Yeah, I guess.
And it wasn't
It was an accident, yeah.
It was an accident, but
Yeah, seriously,
it wasn't as
case
much.
4 of this game is literally the only case in the entire series where the victim doesn't die. Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in low voices. What? What were they talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. Very, very fair. I believe that. Still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other. Well, of course they did. They were the loans. Remember the loans? McGilded was lying, as I suspected. Alright. One last thing. I knew it wasn't going to take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed. Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. So when the cab came to a stop, McGilded told me to hide back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. 2 coves up on top ran off to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after they gone, McGilded asked the driver to do him a favor. A favor? Beppo, so cold. Now then, feller, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it in a nearby pawnbroker. It was Beppo. Beppo did the crime.
10
And
guinea.
for your troubles, let's see now, I'll give you 10 guineas. Beppo will do anything for money. Sucky, 10 guinea. Beppo is the mastermind. Nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Windibank's. Koshi snapped up the money and ran off to pop his coat as fast as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. Miss Gilded opened the box. I was wondering about that. How the fuck did she get away? Because it's like, there were 3 witnesses there. How the fuck did she sneak out? Gilded open box under the seat and let me out of there. But not without conditions. I see. Conditions, of course, being like, not to talk about what you saw and heard.
Or, this is the story I give you.
Yeah, that
This is
too.
the story.
What were McGilded's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul, not for anything. About what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more. Yeah, this is the most important thing, he said. I have to do a Cockney accent of imitating an Irish accent. Alright, here goes. This is the most important thing, he said. Ooh, good silhouettes. I'm after sending the coachman on a little errand for me with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I said? Did you see anything at all? You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? Aye, the fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with the pawnbroker hereabouts. I want you, lass, to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You want me to have the ticket? That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later, sometime within the next 2 months. You're to hang on to it till then. Is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. In the case I might happen to be delayed at all, you're to go to the pawn shop, win the bank, so it is, and you're to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend will come along and buy it. But I get that kind of brass. Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. If you go against me... Oh, I get it. Good. And one more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, no doubt. The coppers? It's hard. It's hard. Irish and Cockney, back to back. They'll come asking you to take a stand and... I try to do the mocking, like the imitation.
Mocking one.
But I can't. I just can't. Them back and forth is too much. So I'm just going to try and do McGilded's normal voice.
Yeah,
They'll be asking you to take the stand in court to testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we?
What's it you might say, and what it is you want? This is intense.
Mm-hmm.
After he'd gone over it all, I piked it. I got as far away as the... I'm still doing Irish. After he'd gone... damn it! I piked it. Gone as far away as I could.
Can't trust them adults.
Right, I can't trust them adults.
There you go.
Them Umis. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGill had planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. He planned everything up until his own death. Oh wait,
We don't know that.
probably not.
We don't know that.
He
That
did
man-
He did plan for her to extend the loan if he couldn't get it in 2 months. So I mean, it's not like he had planned his own death. That would be silly. I bet you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied in that big old courtroom. I'm still doing Irish. Fuck off. I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would make it so we wouldn't live in the East End no more. I'm still doing... Fuck! That's what he threatened me with. There we go. What a wicked man. He knew everything what went on in the back slums. He knew he had no one to look after us. And we was all just looking out for each other, getting on by together. So you mean Mr. McGillard would have... In a heartbeat, he could have had a lot of us chased out of there if he wanted. And then where could we have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So I didn't have no choice.
I knew he was going to threaten her family.
Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. Saving the game. Fucking that saving showed up at the worst times, like quick save and pulls out gun. A favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Huh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork, or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? The scene of the incident last week. Or last night. Last week. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. You what? Hurley's having a big operation right now, Ginny. Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Fuck you. Right, as long as I get to keep the coat. So what you're saying is, if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that. Mr. Sato? Yes, of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No law or nothing. Poor Jenny, she seems so lonely. Yay! Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windibanks now. Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Jenny when we're done there. Visiting hours are up. We're all done. I feel like we finally cracked Gina. What the fuck was that? Oh, it's the tinfoil. And now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windbanks. Although something tells me he's not going to be happy about it.